Cook on Sunday, eat till Thursday. I'm Allie and you're watching Economy Bites. Hey guys, so you may or may not know that we're moving up in the world and I've got like a gaggle of assistants now. So I don't really feel like I need to be the one doing the shopping anymore. I'm gonna send one of my minions. Okay, Daniel, can you just like take the credit card out of my purse? I'm super lucky, and at my day job, I work at a place where we have a lunch every day, a catered lunch. And we have this veal meat loaf that is like to die for. I emailed the caterer, got the recipe, and played with it a little bit, decided to make it into balls, and here we are. 3 carrots. So I'm gonna chop them pretty fine because they're gonna go into the meatballs. This knife is like butter. I want them to be like baby chunks. Babies eat carrots, right? Otherwise their eyes don't work, right? Put them in a bowl. And now we're gonna chop up 2 stalks of celery. We're also gonna dice this pretty fine. And then we're gonna throw them in there. And the last thing we're gonna do is chop up an onion. Now this is a really big white onion we've got here, so we're probably just gonna use like 3/4 of it. Big chop, make chop big. So we're just gonna dice this guy. Okay. Probably should use a bigger cutting board for this section. We can save all these vegetables to make stock. Hey, hey. I'm widening my stance right here so that I can get low to these. But I'm also feel like I'm about to fall over. Okay. Get low, get low, get low. So I've got my onion pieces. I'm gonna pour it in the bowl here. So now what I'm gonna do is saute the celery, carrots, and what's the other ones in there? Onion. For a couple of minutes, just to get it like yummy and tasty and flavorful. And then I'm going to mix up my balls. It never stops being funny, does it? Actually, I'm gonna use a pan. What am I doing? I'm not thinking today. Oh look, a cough drop. Take some olive oil. Hey, high five. There's that boy that lives in my apartment. Let's test it. Nope, not hot enough yet. Let's test it again. Nope, not hot enough yet. Let's test it again. Getting closer. Let's test it again. So you're gonna wanna add these in one piece at a time. Bam. And we're just gonna saute, saute. Make sure everything gets coated in the oil. The oil, y'all. So while these are sauteing, I'm going to take about 1/2 pound, that's like 8 ounces of spinach, and I'm gonna chop it up real fine. And this spinach can get like really all over you. So be careful. Daniel's going to the Great Wall of China, and yesterday we were in Bushwick, and he was like, this kind of looks like the Great Wall of China. Oh, just because it was the temperature. Last time I was this cold, I was at the Great Wall of China and not the restaurant on 4th Avenue. It's kind of fun. We're gonna go ahead and add our 2 pounds of ground veal. I know veal has a stigma to it. People are like, ew, veal. But do you know why you don't like veal? Because it's a baby animal and it gets treated badly. Okay, I completely agree with you. However, I hate to be the one to tell you this, but all the food you eat gets treated pretty badly. And I'm not saying that's good, I'm not saying it's okay, I'm not saying we shouldn't try to fix that. But what I am saying is if you're gonna stick to that ethical rule, then you probably shouldn't be eating any beef at all. I mean, or any chicken, or really any animal. Like, you should probably be a vegan. So these are good and sauteed. We're gonna let them cool a little bit before we add them. We're gonna whisk together 3 eggs. The eggs are gonna act as a like bonding agent. And go the eggy weggy. 1 1/4 cup breadcrumbs. Any kind of breadcrumb you like. Breadcrumbs also going to act like a bonding agent. Lots of bondage in this recipe. This is what Daniel's mom does. Pours everything into jars. I kind of like the way it looks, so I'm doing it too. Last thing I'm gonna do is add my veggies in here. Now we mix. It's got this nice green color to it because we got all that spinach in there. Probably good to use our hands now. I'm gonna pull up the sleeves. I just wanna make sure I got it all mixed This is what I was telling you about the spinach. It can get pretty messy. So now what we're gonna do is turn on the oven, 350 degrees. This fancy new oven tells me when it's preheated. Can you imagine? Can you even imagine? I'm gonna get a baking sheet out. And what we're gonna do is coat the baking sheet in olive oil, but not like too much. You don't want your balls to be super greasy. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of salt and pepper to the balls. So we're gonna make them, you can make them big or small, depending on how you like them. And you wanna make sure they're sticking together really nicely. Boop. So you might need a couple of different pans here. We've got 2 pounds here. We've already got 15. We're looking like we're actually on the way to making like 30 balls. So if you want to half the recipe, you probably can. This is a big old recipe. And when you put the balls down on the baking sheet, you kind of want to roll it around in the oil. We're going to put the balls in for 25 minutes. After 12 minutes, about halfway through, we're gonna check on them and we're gonna flip them around because they're probably gonna get brown on one side and we want to brown on both sides. So halfway through, we're gonna just flip them. Yum, I love these. Here we go. It's been about 25 minutes. Let's take the balls out of the oven. After 10 minutes, or 12 minutes really, I flipped them. So you can see they're nice and brown on top. Also nice and brown on bottom. I think that they cook better and stay together better the smaller you make them. So try not to make them too big. Okay, let me get a fork. Ow. Actually, a spoon. Oh my God, I really like looking at them from right here. This is like a whole new world looking at food from this close up. I have to decide the perfect, but I'm gonna go with this one right here. Oh my God, that's so good. It tastes almost like a latke for some reason. Maybe it's just because it's oniony. These are super good. Veal and spinach meatballs. Totally unique recipe brought to you today by us. Cook on Sunday, eat till Thursday. I'm Allie. See you next time. I love them jars. Bam. Less product placement. Unless you want to pay us, Progresso breadcrumb plain, delicious, yum. Ow. Okay.